Or at least my whole family. You didn't die from dysentery. Alright, after trying to find my phone for 20 minutes, I'm good. We're here. Hello! Some of you heard my most recent puppy song on TikTok, Obsession. Here's another one. I'm licking my feet. I'm licking my feet. Oh, they're so tasty and sweet. Focus. Okay. So today I just felt like doing a cozy project because honestly my motivation levels, they're small. I just need to do a project that I'm really excited about. Here we are. Some of you know one of my favorite things to do is try to recreate stuff. I like to take on the challenge of trying to recreate stuff that I have no idea how it's made or if I'm going to be able to do it. And I decided to call it a new series, Challenge Accepted. I will try to create the stuff that you guys send me. For the first episode, we are going to try to make teacup holsters. I have been being sent this for a few weeks now. Thank you all for thinking of me. I just think they're stinking adorable. Apparently kind of like a steampunk thing. I don't know what purpose teacup holsters actually have. They kind of remind me of like an Old West showdown. You're no match for the fastest gun in the West. Yeah, or at least my whole family. You didn't die from dysentery. I feel like I look like Harry Potter. Has very much a I'll be in my room, not making a sound, pretending I don't exist vibes. So I'm gonna try to kind of reverse engineer this, figure out how everything is working together. I think it should be a good challenge. I think materials is probably gonna be my biggest thing. Looking at these photos, number one, they seem like something you would get on wish.com for about $5. Starting off great, we're already gonna make this a lot more complicated and a lot more expensive than it probably needs to be. But it's the blessing and curse of making your own items. Ideally, I want to avoid using real leather for this. Real leather. Have been working on pronouncing my L's more because I have a bad habit of having a lot of spit in my mouth, and when I get excited to talk about something, my L's come out as W's. People point it out in the comments because of course they do. That's the internet. I will be taking extra time to pronounce all of my letters and mediating the amount of spit I have in my mouth at any given time. I still have yet to find a good faux leather or a vegan leather that I think would work for this project, just because they don't tend to be quite as thick. And for teacup holsters, it kind of seems like you really do need that structure. Although I have seen ones made out of fabric, so those do exist, but I'm gonna try to go for the really rootin'-tootin', tea-sippin', tumbleweed-kickin' partner. I'm gonna switch it up with this project, and I think first I'm gonna go get the materials, and then we'll come back and kind of figure out the design. So I think the first thing I'm gonna try to do, go to a thrift store and see if I can pick out something that's already made of leather. That way I don't feel like I'm, buying new leather. To make that work, I would probably need to find a pretty thick purse, maybe a thick jacket, I'm not sure, but I figured that could be my first stop, just in case. From there, I think I will go to the craft store, probably Michael's. So yes, let's give it a shot. Okay, thrift store time. Wish me luck. It's a puppy. He's chilling. That actually worked out a lot better than I thought it was going to. I got two different purses. One is, here, this is easier for me. This very, very basic hunk of leather has straps. Nice and thick, So that'll do the job very nicely for the actual body of it. And then I did end up getting this one. Number one, because I like the pattern and I feel like I could use this for crafts in the future, but also liked these straps and I figured I could reuse these. I don't quite love the color of this, so I probably will end up doing a wash of some sort on it. Make it like a darker leather, but we'll worry about that when the time comes. Also got some fabric. Pretty, it's got flowers on it, and then a table runner, but I figured, I don't know, also flowers. Just thought it was pretty, so I got it. Okay. Still have to go to the craft store next because I do have to get the specific leatherworking stuff I need, like the needles and special thread that will work better for leather. Leather. It's my next stop. Let's do it. Goodbye, doggo. Okay, so I went to the craft store and I wasn't gonna record, but I'm next to another puppy. I have been blessed on this day. All right, let's go home.
The following day.
Oh no, I filled it too much. Gently. Okay. I said gently. I always have paper towels at arm's length away because this is not the first time this has happened. I'm not going to bump the table. Why do we even have this? We don't even have a we. Good morning, or should I say good afternoon, because I am not capable of waking up before 10 o'clock in the morning. Oh, that's lovely. That's just, you know what? You're gonna go up here because I'm not responsible enough. Okay, 9 minutes in and I have not said anything of substance. All right, so today I opted for a small table. My back has been acting up because I'm actually 76 years old. Feels really similar to the time that I went to the chiropractor when I used to be assistant groomer at Petco. Got there and they were basically like, congratulations, you have sciatica. Give us $50. Some of you are probably thinking, could it be because of your chaotic floor troll lifestyle? And to that I say, valid. But you see, the thing about floor trolls is that we never learn. I got all my materials. Now I kind of have to break it down and see how I'm going to start designing the pattern pieces that I need. So to do that, I'm gonna sketch it out a little because that's how my brain makes sense of things. Okay, a little bit bigger than plate-sized piece here. All right, so that's one layer. And then on top of that, this little curvy boy. I feel like Steve from Blue's Clues. And then there's stitching along there, and it kind of folds here. It looks happy. Comes out a little strappy-doo over here. So this looks like garbage. So now that we've got the design pretty much figured out, it does seem pretty simple, but that's not gonna stop me from feeling overwhelmed. Go fetch one of my teacups and plates, first of all, because that is going to affect the size that we make everything. What are you doing? I need you all to see what I'm seeing real quick. Start making little pattern pieces, probably out of paper. I'll be right back. My teacup set here. Guess it's time to do some tracing. First, cut that out. I feel like by me just making these lines darker and darker, this line for sure is the one I need to cut. Is the equivalent of naming your files project final 1, project final underscore this one underscore for real final. Yeah, I should probably make that one a little bigger, huh? Dang it. Did not account for the fact that it would be bending. That's a little better. I can always just cut out a bigger piece of leather than I need and then cut it down. Okay, almost like a pattern piece. You need to like deconstruct it and lay it out into a 2D kind of shape. Go straight out and then, okay, forgive me. This is hot trash. It's basically
brief construction montage. We hope you enjoyed this brief construction montage.
Essentially the bare bones of this pinned together back piece. I decided to double layer this. It makes it a lot more sturdy, and I feel like we're gonna need some sturdiness. I just felt like it made it look a little bit more professional. You know what I'm saying? Initially, I did have the second layer all pinned to that, ready to be sewn, because it's kind of specific in the way that it fits over the plate. But I had to take that off because I realized that sewing the actual teacup holder, a smarter decision, because otherwise I would not be able to get all up in there. So I'm gonna do this first. This actually worked a lot better than I thought it would. Leather is very flexible. I was wondering how I was going to get the bottom to lay flat. It was pretty much just as simple as forming it that way, which is really nice. And then the teacup just kind of fits really cute. There are probably specific strings that you're supposed to use. I ended up just getting some embroidery thread, leather needles. I've heard that you're really not supposed to use embroidery thread for anything but embroidering. Honestly, I've never had any issues with it. If this falls apart or a thread breaks, then you can say I told you so, but until then, this is what I'm going to do. And guess what, folks? We are not going to use our teeth. Let's get started. As I sometimes do, I'm just gonna go over what I did here instead of just a plain old voiceover. It is a very cozy snow day. Snow. If I'm gonna wear a sweater, it better have the word chunky in front of it. I don't remember where I left off. So I do have these pattern pieces. There's only 3 of them, very easy. I'm gonna try to find a way to scan these in for you guys. So maybe if you wanted to make your own, you know, it saves you some part of the process, and started sewing everything. Like I said, I used the embroidery thread for sewing everything together. It worked really well. This leather is not super dense. It wasn't too hard to punch through the needle and the thread and sew everything, which is very fortuitous because I tried embroidering leather journal. My fingers feel like back in 9th grade when I tried to teach myself guitar. I gave up, by the way. I'm not that cool. I sewed the teacup bra onto the little pocket outer piece. I ended up not going with the second purse that I purchased just because I felt like the straps were a little too thick for this and I needed them to be kind of delicate, especially the one that goes under the teacup handle. So I ended up just using the strap that was on the purse already. So I just cut that, attached it to one side, and then on the other side I decided to put a button. Now the ones I've seen online are usually a snap, but I didn't have any of the materials to make that snap. I decided a button was fine. I felt like it looked cozy and cute, so. Then that was done, it was time to make the little straps that hook on to the belts. I just took the straps again of the purse, kind of looped them around themselves, attached, put one on either side, and surprisingly going through 4 pieces of this leather was not that bad. So now that the base was complete, I wasn't super psyched about the thread color that I chose. This was starting to look a little bit Woody's Roundup. Leather, paint, stain, whatever it is. Just went over the whole thing just to darken it up a little bit, and that helped darken up the threads so that you can't really see them. And then I weathered it a little because of course I did. I took black acrylic and put it on my brush, wiped some off of the brush so that it was just kind of like a dry brush, went in the little crevices. Usually leather will be darker in the crevices where it doesn't get any wear or tear. I think it helped a little bit. I didn't want to go too overboard because I tend to do that. That's about it. So here's the reveal. So here it is. I did not expect it to actually be this stinking cute. I built it more this way. You know, it just makes more sense to me that the teacup would fit kind of on the round part of the plate. I suspect that the ones on Pinterest maybe use a plate that isn't so deep and it's just kind of more of like a flat tea plate, but this is all I had. So I did design it this way, but I think part of the charm of a teacup holster is that you'll see like the designs. So it also works this way from the front, but I feel like it's a little gapey. One of my favorite parts about this is that this kind of has an accidental like texture to it. Not on purpose, it's just because of the thread. It looks like it was on purpose. It's our little secret. I mean, there's not much to it. It's just, I'm just gonna tell you right now, I've been sleeping on thrifted purses. That's my pro tip. If you need to make little leather accessories, make sure to go check out your thrift store. Again, I still don't know what purpose these hold. But yeah, like I said, this was a whole lot easier than I thought it was gonna be. And so I'm hoping the video isn't too short because there's really not much to the process. So, you know, fill it out with some fluff talking. I'm kidding. Okay. I hope that you guys had fun watching. We'll be taking probably the next couple weeks off because of Christmas and New Year's and such. And that is it. I love you guys whether you're new or old to this channel. If you're new here and you feel like sticking around, feel free to subscribe. I upload every Friday and we have fun here. And I will see you in my next video. Bye! I posted a photo of Frodo saying, "Oh, small bean." Someone commented that they doubt that Frodo is actually small. Listen, I know we're all in quarantine. I know we're all a little frustrated at things. Stop. Currently residing in the, what? Hello? When I take a few days off of filming, this is what happens. My body is like, whoa, full sentences, slow down. Like I said, I don't have a ton of faith. I'm looking my feet. I'm looking my feet. It's my favorite taste treat.